I'm Elizabeth Macdonald, looking forward to another We're Not Done Yet conversation today with Jean Wilson. Jean, you're one of those retired ministers who is far from retiring. You're retired supply at the Castleton Grafton Pastoral Charge. Up until September, you were a member of the Assembly of Elders, helping to guide us all from the old Bay of Quinte Conference into the new East Central Ontario Regional Council. And now you are helping to launch the Retirees Forum. I'm wondering, in all of the ministry you've been involved in, what are you hearing from other retired ministers in terms of what their hopes are, what their needs are, as we all find ourselves living into this new regional structure?
Well, I think the retirees, many of them really miss the old presbytery system because it was a smaller entity and easier for folks to connect. And many presbyteries did very well by their retirees, gathering them a couple times a year to get together and have conversation and a meal. And that's not happening anymore as we went to a regional government, and of course, an entity that's much larger than our presbyteries were. And so when I heard that three of you had gotten together to start the Retirees Forum, I thought, oh, good. I really like your brainstorming as well on ideas we could do, like these video interviews and other things. So it's a good place to put my energy, because I think retirees really feel disconnected since we started the region, maybe even isolated. And uh, and so just want a way to let people know they're still there. They still want to have good, grounded conversations with each other. And for now, I think that the Zoom coffee hours that was so successful in October and will continue will be a good way to do that.
So what kind of response have you been getting to this Zoom gathering that you have agreed to host? What are people saying?
Well, we had almost 25 people join us for our first interview, and uh, lots of lively conversation. We did a quick check-in with everybody and made sure everyone knew each other's names, and then asked them what they would like to see happen in further conversation. So we get a long list of really good ideas, which we will follow up on with them. But also got lots of really good feedback afterwards from many of them to say, thank you. It was good to see faces we hadn't seen in a while, connect with long lost colleagues, as they said, and have a safe place to share some things. So it was well received on the whole, and look forward to doing it again.
So it's sounding as if you see the Retirees Forum as a way, a place for retired ministers to connect with each other
Yes.
and with what's going on in the new way of being United Church. How do you see the Retirees Forum fitting into the life of the region, into the wider life of the region?
Well, I think that we need to know that these coffee hours, these interactions with our retirees are, of course, work that we've committed to do as a retirees forum, and we've been given pretty much free rein by the Assembly of Elders to do our work. We report through the covenant support team of what activities we're doing and so forth. Um, there's a couple of us that are on the retirees forum, part of that group, that still have connections through to the Assembly of Elders and the work. And I'm hoping that we can help answer their questions as to what is happening, and make sure they're up to date on the latest news from the region. and as well as them being able to ask questions.
So
Uh,
going forward, there's going to be no reason for any retired minister to not to know what's happening, and also not to be able at least to consider some ways of getting more actively involved in the life of the region in
hmm
one way or another.
hmm hmm Yeah, even if it's just input feedback through our coffee hours.
And we are very blessed in this region to have a wonderful newsletter. And I'm for one grateful for how the newsletter, the East Central Ontario Regional Council newsletter, has been a place of sharing the news, making the announcements related to uh, the gathering that you're hosting, the monthly Zoom gathering.
hmm
These we're not done yet conversations. There's always a link to the
Yes.
latest conversation. So the newsletter is another way that's helping us as retired ministers to
hmm
connect.
hmm Exactly. Exactly. And hope it will be as well done uh, with our next staff person as well.
Yes, well, that will be exciting to see how
Yes.
that unfolds. So, Jean, you're serving this region in a variety of ways, giving so much of yourself. What are some of your priorities or your goals personally as a retired United Church minister? Where are you in your faith journey right now, and what do you see looking ahead?
Well, for me personally, I'm torn between wanting to be finished work so that I can really concentrate on family and other things, but still feeling called, as long as I'm healthy, to offer something to congregations. And I've always been a supporter of the life and work of the congregation, uh, as well as being, involved in the wider church. But to make congregations aware of what they can do and where they can go for support and so forth. So that would be I think my long-term goal, even if I retired, to still do some work with congregations to support them.
You speak of call, and I'm struck talking with you and with other retired ministers that uh, we keep being called at every stage of our life. And I know there are some who think of call as something that happens when you're young, when you're making big decisions about where you're going to work, that sort of thing. But as you speak, I'm struck that discerning call continues to be important, no matter what age or stage we are in our faith journey.
Oh yeah, I think it's a lifelong journey. I mean, just as our faith is a lifelong journey and our education is a lifelong journey, um, that call changes and is influenced by all those things.
Jean, thank you so much for talking with us today.
You're welcome. I enjoyed it very much.